intro?
This is the intro. Whew. A lot has happened.
We're at Darlington, we're testing, we have 4 cars here. It's probably gonna be a couple days of videos.
Pure chaos.
We have made some changes, as you guys saw in the last video, back on 28, swapped the gear ratio, stuck a very spicy tune-up in this thing. We're gonna see if it even pulls off. I figured that's just how we're gonna do it today. We're just gonna send it and see what happens. Yeah, anything else, anything you guys wanna add?
I like the agenda for today.
Yeah.
Send it, see what happens.
I don't know, can we go down the track once today? The other day we were rough.
Hank, we'll go down there.
But the other
Oh,
day
yeah,
the
Hank will
track
go.
was not that great.
Hey, we know Hank will go down.
Yeah, we know we're getting down with something.
Travis, that's not a camera.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's real nice.
Anybody grab the laptop?
I think the converter's so tight, we just need to leave on way less food.
Yeah, I mean, it
Grab my laptop quick, it's in the back seat of the smart car.
back to the smart car. Yeah, because as soon
That's with the longer gear.
what did I try to leave on?
12?
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
No, not with this converter.
No.
It
you lower the
grabs it
RPM?
from the head.
Say, did you lower the RPM back down?
I did lower the RPM.
It sounded way up there, didn't
It did. It sounded spicy. Yeah.
Yeah, before the other converter was so sloppy, you could leave on a lot and it would just like roll off. Did someone get in the laptop?
Yeah, Dave got it.
That's why they say, man, if you put old Slippy in there, you can go down any racetrack.
Yeah, because I mean, like, when it just tips the tires off, like, that's crazy.
4,100, like 8 pounds, 9 pounds. Yeah. I'd make a big swing, make a big one, you know what I mean? Don't.
Yeah.
And then kind of see where you want to go from there.
Yeah, we can actually see it.
There we go.
All right. We'll tune-up change.
Attempt again. the shockway up. He loosened the shockway up. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, we're back again.
We're back. All right, so we had a big swing and the miss on the first attempt on this guy. We had the tire pressure in it that we were running on the 295. So essentially, we were out here on a pair of balloons that had 6 million psi in them. So yeah, the shit was not, it had zero chance of going down. Just looking at some of the data on what we have of this, because since we put this converter in there, you know, we've been 107 60 foot. Like, I know what tune-ups will go down. The converter is so much tighter, which is good, because if you can get the converter tighter, it will be fast. But we're talking about, like, it catches it. If you guys know about converters, and you know, you click the button, it flashes up. It's catching the motor about 1200 RPM sooner, so it's tight. Now the thing is, if you can just apply the power and get it going, and get it stuck where it's tight, feed it more power, it should go a whole lot faster. So we just got to, it's been like kind of like a little bit of a struggle. I wouldn't say a struggle, it's just there's a learning curve to it when you make a big change, like a converter change. So we're good with it. I mean, I'm good with it. I think a lot of people, like I said before, a lot of people at home don't understand the process. This is part of the process. We've done it before where we've gotten to the track and knocked the tires off for 2 months at a time. And does it suck when you go out there and knock the tires off? Yeah, 'cause it's way more fun to actually race it down, go 180 down track than it is spinning. But you got to pay your dues, you know? So getting a bunch of good data. So back on the 275 with this longer gear, the sheep feels good. I pulled some power out of it just because it's like, it is middle of the day right now. So, but still, I mean, we're talking about pulling power out. We're still talking about going a 109 60 foot, a 110 60 foot. So the car will still go fast, but just want to see if we can get it down this time. So I'm gonna get suited up here and we'll make a rip. All right, y'all, didn't really talk much at the track. Super busy running 4 cars. It was a lot. But as you see, we started making some progress with Slick Rick and the Black Sheep. I kind of mentioned it before about how the torque converters are making it a little more challenging. I guess a good way to kind of relay that information is, like, I guess in golf terms, they make like a couple different style clubs. They make like player forgiveness clubs, which are really thick and really easy to hit, and you can hit the ball wherever on the club face, and it will generally go where you're looking. And then they have blades, which are very thin, very unforgiving, but you get better performance out of it. You can shape shots better and do stuff like that. So the two different kind of converters, like having a loose converter and a tight converter. The loose one's like the player forgiveness one, where you can throw a lot of different tune-ups at it, and the converter is just going to soak up the power like a slipping clutch and get you out there and then really start to couple. If it has the ability to couple further out, a shitty converter just won't couple at all. But when you have a real tight converter, like we have, which is like really dialed in both cars, the Mickey converter in Slick Rick and the Circle D converter in the Black Sheep are like on the money. They are tight. When you put more power to them, they loosen up, but you got to be going really, really fast, and they're efficient too. So, for instance, if you're going to turn it up and make 1,500 horsepower through the 60-foot, well, the slip-in converter might only be putting 800 horsepower down, where these are very efficient. They might be putting 1,200 horsepower down. So, you have the ability to go much faster with them, but you have to be very, very, very precise with the tune-up and the tuning window and the track conditions, because if you're off by just a little bit, it's going to show. So it's just new converters on both cars. That new first gear in Slick Rick, I've never run a car with a first gear that long. I'm familiar with the 140 first gear and the 148 first gear, but that 132 first gear is a whole another monster. So we made some hits early on. Now we kind of pause a little bit, run Hank a little bit. I make a pass in the Black Sheep where like it's in the heat of the day. The track's greasy, where it was a very challenging track to get down, and we still had it kind of turned up a little bit. And then when the sun starts to go down, we come back with the Black Sheep and Slick Rick. I apologize, no in-car video. I'm really going to focus on making sure we get all of the right camera angles next time out, but we got some killer passes coming up, so I didn't really talk a lot in between passes and explain to you guys what's going on, so I just wanted to pause for a second here and just let you guys know. And I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to do better filming so you guys get better content.
watched it. We all looked at each other and went, that was a turtle, but we went down, so we were just kind of...
High gear, that like the last 100 feet, that sucker was like, "Ugh," like going nuts. But yeah, no, it's man, that converter is tight. Do you hear it when it leaves? Just riding the converter.
Yeah, it was like,
Could you tell when the timing came back in?
yeah.
I didn't. What did it do?
Because it did like this.
No, that's just a gear change.
Oh, you think so?
No, I can tell you because I was holding the wheel when it hit the shifter and I had to go like that. It's when it goes slow, the gear change violent. The gear change is violent.
All right, let's go get.
Now that's what we want to see right there. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
We'll knock the tires off
Hey,
a million
two-
times if that's what it takes.
Hey, that's 3 back to back.
That's right.
Hey, we're making progress. Hey, we just been out here all day, you
All I
know?
gotta say is all y'all in the comments say we can't get a race car to go down a track. Rewind that back and rewatch it.
No, we're like actually like professional driver change going on right now.
Oh yeah.
Hey!
We're in a row now.
Woo!
We're getting somewhere.
They're coming up with both of them.
Oh, I was hoping I was gonna get to see you do something spicy.
Nah, not on this.
Oh, okay.
This is weak.
Oh, dang. I don't know. Looks pretty lightweight to me.
Weak.
Yeah.
Weak.
Yeah. Yeah. Weak. Weak. Weak.
Hey, I take you on the first one.
Hey,
I'll give you the-
that
I'll give
thing
you
got
the
more
hit.
miles than that does.
I bet it does. I don't know. I got 76,000 on it. Or 7,600 on it.
Oh my, I was about to say, ain't no
It is
way.
Hey, it's a Honda. It can go
Oh my
76.
gosh. Okay, I definitely don't have 7,000 miles. If I have 7,000 miles on that thing, I'm doing big things. Yeah, Rusty kills me. Oh my gosh. Where are your neon lights?
All right, so there, we gotta get the lighting right here. We gotta get the lighting right, man. What a day! We tested last week on an absolutely awful track, and which was kind of like shooting ourselves in the foot. I didn't really film any footage. We had 4 cars at the track today, so I failed you guys as making media and YouTubing. But four cars. I mean, like, I was literally working my ass off. I got the meat sweats right now. I think I finally broke my fever just by sitting in that race car. I was dying. When I got out of the car, I was soaking wet. So
Methanol cooked it right out.
Yeah. Yeah, so we went out there and made some changes to the Black Sheep where we were kind of really just wipes out all of our data. Slick Rick, changing that transmission, different converter in there, brand new car, just starting from scratch on both these cars. We made some progress. We'd go down there and the cars would rattle the tires and everything like that. And, you know, we were making good looks, so we couldn't put it all together. Finally, Scott was like, hey, you know, he was saying it a little bit. Now I'm saying this. Scott said, you got to slow down to go faster sometimes, because I'm just like going after it. So we went out here and we pulled some timing out, and I pulled like a lot of timing out of the tune-up, like launch retard. And I'm like, man, this thing is going to crawl off the start line. Pulled a ton of timing out, like the Black Sheep, and it's still practically a 1060 foot. So I would have never guessed that we were pulling out that much timing to make it down track. But the converter is just so much more efficient, doesn't slip nearly like the other converter. So we are like spot on the money, like converter wise. Pete at Circle D absolutely knocked it out of the park. We're gonna be able to go so fast with it without having to throw a ton of power in it early. So just the efficiency of it is unbelievable. That pass, that was the first time we made it down to the Black Sheep with that converter. I think we made some 60-foot hits, some 330 hits. Mile an hour, we are cooking mile an hour wise, and we don't have any power in it up top. Like, we're running half the dome pressure than we were running before. I'm ecstatic with it. Slick Rick going down, the car flies, and we were literally running this thing on 25-30 pounds of boost, and it is getting it. That last pass we made, I had to chop the throttle, like mid-track I pedaled it, and it's still flying. So this is kind of like, you know, I'm learning more with the cars, really trying to get in depth with the tuning aspect of it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing like a lot of it. I have a great reference of knowledge that I can talk to a bunch of different people, but it's nice to make all the changes in the laptop and look at everything and say, oh, I changed this, it does this. When you go up to the start line, if it hits the tires, you know what changes you need to make. So it's something I want to recommend to any of you guys out there. If you guys are going to get into racing or do anything like that, like, dude, get the laptop out and start messing with the stuff. If I started messing with the stuff like I am now, going through all the tune-ups and making changes from day one, I would be so much further ahead now. I'm just now to the point where I'm like super comfortable making all the changes and going to all the advanced tables and the timing retards and the launch secondary 3-step and all the other stuff. Like, there's so much that you can do with the Holley software, and really any software, Fuel Tech, Hall Tech, whatever. It's just, it's
Well, Holley to the front.
Holley to the front, yeah, for sure. Sorry, there's just, it's chaos going on. But yeah, no, I know everyone was watching this video. We go up there and knock the tires off, and you guys are like, man, you guys suck. You guys suck. You don't know what you're doing. And I think that, you know, my initial anticipation was it was going to need a lot more power to go as fast as they're going now, where I think the configurations are so efficient. We're able to go so fast with a lot of power out of it. So when we do decide to put the power back in it, we can gently sprinkle it in there and it will go really fast. So, you know, I don't claim to be the best at anything that I do, but I sure as hell will work harder than everyone else out there. And, you know, whether we have to test, go out here and knock the tires off for 3 months at a time, it don't bother me. You got to have that goldfish mentality where you forget it quick, you know. Every time I go up there, I forget to knock tires off last time. That's how you got to be. You know, point of getting down and you know, being like, oh, you guys don't know, you don't know this. Hey, you're never going to get the car down track. You got to forget about it every time and go up there, put a tune-up in there that you think is going to go down and try it, you know, because, you know, like this right here, these 2 tune-ups, I think the last 4 passes we went down, pretty solid. If you would have asked me before I sent the tune to the ECU, I would have said they would have gone half a second slower than they did. And they're hot rods right now. So big shout out to Darlington Dragway, Jeff Miles and the crew out here. The track is spectacular. The service is great. Dealing with them is absolutely awesome. Highly recommend it. You guys are going to see us do a lot more testing down here. We're going to try to be here most Wednesdays for testing tunes. It's a 2-hour ride for us, but definitely worth coming out. I know this video, in between passes, I'm probably going to do some voiceover and stuff like that because I didn't film a lot, but I want to thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.